You were involved in a little bit of drama just recently with Josh Donaldson and his agent releasing a statement saying that the reports that you put out there, he was refuting them. What's going on,
Yeah,
Jon?
well, Josh Donaldson is a great player and going into his free agent year. And I've heard word, and I'm very confident that it's accurate, and this was a very small part of a story about why his trade value went down. And the bigger part of that story was that he didn't want to be traded. He wanted to stay in Toronto, and word got out that he wanted to stay in Toronto rather than go to a contender. And he didn't deny that part of the story. So that, obviously is true. The other part is true as well. The Blue Jays wanted to keep Josh Donaldson. He had been terrific for them, won the MVP his first year, got MVP votes in the next 2 years. And going into this year, they had conversations with him in which dollars were discussed, years were discussed. I think the agent somehow doesn't want that out. I didn't look at that as such a negative thing that he had turned that down. Now we understand he's not going to get that same kind of money, that 3 years and more than $75 million now after a year in which he's injured. So someone could, I guess another agent or somebody else could say, what, they should have taken it or whatever. But, considering where Donaldson stood in the game, I'm not shocked that he didn't take a deal that was something along the lines. I think it was a little bit over the Arrieta deal. And it's a logical offer of 3 years and around 80 million or 85 million. I don't know the exact figure, but a little bit over that, the Arrieta deal. It's a logical figure. I don't blame him for not taking it going into the year. I mean, he didn't have these injury problems, certainly not to this extent. And he bet on himself. He gambled on himself. And it was one or two, three sentences somewhere down in the story about how his trade value disintegrated and how his free agent value is not going to be quite the same too. It was this mention of this offer and the money is being discussed. And apparently the agent doesn't want it out there that they turned down an offer that now in hindsight, and anybody could say in hindsight, they should have taken. So I didn't look at it as some kind of knock on Donaldson or the agent at the time. It was a small part of the story, and it remains an accurate part of the story.